continue with our class Kosher Kitchen. We start with, 1 second. We start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim. The big topic is the same, very interesting topic. Spent some time discussing the relationships. And today's topic, 1 second. Yes, and today's topic is providing information. And it says, unlike the shadchan, a matchmaker or advisor, a third party, so last time, not the last time, the time before last. So we spoke about advisor, right? So he offers something, right? Some relationships. So now we're talking about the another person, right? The third party. Who is approached with a specific question about one of the party is not offering advice. Just 1 second, one more time. Like the shadchan or advisor, a third party who is approached with a specific question, but one of the party is not offering an advice. Okay. So just ask. They ask this person a question. So I guess some practical question. So they would not ask like, is it good to marry to this guy? Not good to marry in general. Some specific question. So okay, so very good, right? So his primary concern, therefore, is not to sin in misleading others. His main responsibility is to be honest and to refrain from speaking that which might constitute lashon hara. So on one hand, he has to be honest, right, to say whatever he's asked, right? Otherwise, he can mislead. So every word or even expression, even the pause in some time in expressing oneself could lead a person can mislead the person very easily. And right, in the last sentence it says, and his main responsibility to be honest and refrain from speaking that might constitute lashon hara. Of course, he is obligated first to establish that it is for constructive purpose, right? If it's not for constructive purpose, somebody is asking me questions, so I would ask, why you asking me the question, right? Well, what is the purpose? Is it constructive? If they explain to you, yes, I'm Rabbi so and so, I'm inquiring about somebody, I would say, well, why are you asking, right? Just because he's a rabbi, he does not mean or somebody he's entitled to all of the information that I know, right? So he will explain, I represent such and such person. She is looking to get married. To that person. He needs information. Okay, then after I establish that it is legit, and I can answer. So, but be very careful. So on one hand, you're not allowed to mislead. On another hand, you have to make sure that you don't say lashon hara. Okay. If asked whether the other party has a specific relevant shortcomings, it is certainly correct to tell the truth. For example, if one is asked about the person's character, and is aware that has an uncontrollable temper, this must be told to Alice for constructive purpose. So let's do this few sentences again because it's critical. Okay. If asked whether the other party has a specific relevant shortcoming, so it's not like they ask you to name all of the shortcomings that you are aware of with the other party. That's you would not need to respond to such a question, right? But it is certainly correct. So, but they ask specific question, right? It is certainly correct to tell the truth, right? For example, if one is asked about the other person's character and is aware that he has an uncontrollable temper, this must be told. So temper is a big issue, right? As the Rambam said, it's one of the huge issue that in all of the other character traits, he said you have to go in the middle of the road, not to this extreme, not to that extreme, but with with the anger, you have to go the opposite direction, right? So if somebody is like that, so that's the disaster to live with a person like that. We have to tell them, right? We a must, right? Of course, it's lataelis for constructive purpose. Of course, the preconditions for the relating such information are required. Second-hand information must be presented as such. Constructive intent is required. So constructive intent meaning that you made sure that they really getting married, not getting married. They really considering this possibility of Shidduch, right? Second-hand information. So if it's second-hand, you have not seen the things about this person, so you just heard, you have to say, right? I never seen. I pray in a different synagogue. Let's say I live in a different neighborhood, but I was told so. Okay. Okay. So one more time, second-hand information must be presented as such. So you must say, if you did not see it with your own eyes, but you just heard, you have to say so. Constructive intent is required, we explain, and one may relate only that which is accurate and necessary. So don't go with all of the details. And by the way, since we're on the topic of this person, let me tell you what he did to me when we were in second grade. Okay, that's too much. So whatever they ask you, answer that question specifically. If, however, one is approached for information that an objective level is irrelevant, but in the eyes of the party is important. That's what we discussed. That's what was one of the questions that was asked. One is faced with dilemma. To provide the information is in effect assisting the unjustified abrogation of potentialities, but potentially successful shidduch. On the other hand, one does not have a right to mislead the party by the way of the false information. And if in so doing, decide the person's future for him without his knowledge. The Chofetz Chaim suggests in such a cases, one deferred of saying, I don't know. Why this is not considered a falsehood will be discussed later. Okay, so and there is continuation, different page, but before we continue, so let's try to understand. So now we are the person who is one of the references. So they call us and ask about this side that we represent. Okay, so one more time. If, however, one is approached for information that is on objective level is irrelevant. So that's one of the questions was. So some what would be a relevant information? I mean, somehow I don't have any idea. So for first like example that came to my mind. So they say, are your parents observant? Like, are they from, or they modern Orthodox? Let's say they ask. So I mean, the girl is very religious, right? Baruch HaShem. So what is the difference? They're not going. He's not going to live with your parents. Maybe they're going to move away, right? So, and if he would say that, let's say they're not Shomer Shabbos, for example, let's say that. So once the other person, the other side hears, as I say, it's a deal killer, right? So one more time. I think it's a more or less good example. If, however, one is approached for information that on objective level is irrelevant, right? Because he's getting married to the girl, not to her parents, but in the eyes of the party is important, right? Okay. So I mean, for them it's very important. For you, it's not. One is faced with a dilemma. So what is the dilemma? To provide information is, in effect, assisting in the unjustified abrogation of potentially successful shidduch. So as soon as they hear your information, whatever you said, they say, okay, cancel, check, that's it. You understand? But girl is good. What is the problem? So her parents is like this or like that. I mean, right? So okay, so that's the thing. Okay. So if you answer them truthfully, you're going to kill the Shidduch. It has no right. On the other hand, so and all of these scenarios where we have to, like, if you, as we said yesterday or the day before yesterday, so you have to like prepare yourself that you would be asked all of this information, and in a different situation, and sometimes like it's okay to say I do not know, or I don't know right now. I never thought of it. Let me think about it. Let me get back to you. Okay, so take your time, day or 7 days, whatever, and think about the matter, how to answer. Don't answer just because people are pressure your friends. So, you understand? So be very very firm. On the other hand, is one does not have a right to mislead the parent. So if observance of the parents is very important for them, for the other party. So because they would be embarrassed to have this his or her parents over to in their community. So like so, which is I understand that the other side, but on another hand, like why should we embarrass? Don't invite them. Go to their community. Go to I don't know, like why should we go to anybody? Right, stay home. You understand? But this some people they worry very much about the status in society. That's the issue. You know, more than about the child's future. Okay, but as we said, you're not allowed to lie, right? If it is important to them, and you know that it is nonsense, and you're not allowed to lie. So what do? You follow Holy Chofetz Chaim, who suggests to say, I don't know. That's it. And why this does not constitute falsehood, we discussed later. Okay. Continue page 409. So let me see, 409. 1 second. Page 409. Apologize. 222. Okay, so here's a continuation. In summation, then if, for example, an eligible young man is insistent that the woman he marries is at least 4 years younger than he, should never have failed to examine the elementary. He should never have failed an exam in elementary school, or comply with some of the stipulations of sin irrelevance. One who is asked concerning such a matter should simply say, I do not. 1 second. I do not know. However, the shadchan may not suggest someone who does not meet these terms without first consulting the Rav. So we actually said that it's one of the previous days. So let's see this piece and we explain. In summation, then, for example, an eligible young man is insisted that the woman he marries at least 4 years younger than he. So as we said before, it's irrelevant thing, but he insisted. And maybe when he get to know her, so even though she's 2 years older, so he would be very happy to marry her. So for you now, for us now to provide the truthful information is going to kill it, right? So if of course shadchan should never do it in the first place, right? But for us, I don't want to be a deal killer, so let them meet, right, first, okay? Or I mean, there are people like that, and I heard about such a people from others, right? So he's the man that she never failed exam in the elementary school. So it's some stupidity. She's the elementary school was 15 years ago. What is the connection with the person right now? But maybe that she's developed, she's this, she's that, like all of the craziness in the world, right? So or such a stipulation. So you're allowed to say, I do not know. Okay, that's a good example. On another hand, like in my mind, like if person's such a crazy person, he's basically, he or she is not there. So maybe it's better to tell him the truth and kill the deal. Maybe yes, maybe no. Why maybe no? Because we don't know where these questions are coming from. Sometimes it comes from the mother. So and when you know the parents and you speak to a child, so child, I mean a grown-up child speaks exactly the phrases as his father speaks. It's unbelievable. So I mean, if it's something smart, yes, it's good, but many times it's not. No, not many times, but sometimes it's not. Okay, stop here. Any questions on what we said? Yes. Go ahead.
I have a couple questions on the board.
Okay, go ahead.
First one says, Shalom Kabbalah. If someone approach us with a specific question regarding shortcomings, for example, stinginess, and the person is not stingy, but has an uncontrollable temper, since the person is not asking about anger, should we say the person is angry?
No. We should not. Mm-hmm. So don't volunteer all of this in information. So unless you know it's uncontrollable and unless you saw it with your own hands, if you just heard about it, so don't stay away from all of this. But usually people, it's this anger is one of the questions that is always asked. You understand? It's like a critical character trait. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
The next question says, is it okay to ask for a particular age range for a Shidduch, being that they said asking for a certain age is irrelevant?
No, it's up to that person. So when the person is going to Shadchan, he says whatever he says. He says from this range from this age to this age. It's his decision, whatever he wants, right? So and Shadchan is supposed to comply. But now we're talking about the situation that we just discussed. Is a person who was approached like a third party. He did not suggest anything, right? It's like he was mind or she was mind her business, and somebody is asking for reference in information on this other person. That's the situation here. So like if you hear that it's something like crazy thing is asked, so just say I don't know. Right. That's and sometimes it would look like funny, stupid. Say I don't know, but you're supposed to. Yeah, I suppose, but I don't know. So go figure out yourself. I don't want to be the one. Maybe I'm mistaken. Understand? Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a question. So what are the aspects we have to have in mind in order to know whether someone is a good match for other person or not? Should we just follow this thing of this idea that opposites kind of attract each other, or should we rely on intuition or what?
I mean, intuition is the best. You understand? So opposite attracts. Also, like at least when your suggestion is Shidduch, it's not like you're responsible that it's going to match. You in your mind, you have some idea, so maybe it's going to match, maybe. Okay. And of course you don't know, as we said before, you don't know about the factors that for sure is going to like deal killer, like somebody is like has uncontrollable temper. So those then do not suggest this Shidduch. Of course not. Or somebody has like some diseases, some like psychiatric problems. So of course you don't want to suggest that. They don't want to get married, let them, but without me. I don't want to be involved. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
Yes, you're welcome. Any other questions? Okay. So we start with Rosh HaShanah, next chapter, chapter number 8. And it's very interesting topic, Kashrus of a knife. So it's not so simple to have a kosher knife, as we learned before, right? The principle of dukkha ksakina, right? The residue on the knife surface. So I'm listening to the topic that we're going to discuss. Fruits and vegetables cut with a non-kosher knife. Bread cut with a meat or dairy knife. So this fruits and vegetables cut with a non-kosher knife, it's a famous question. If you're allowed to buy fruit salads, right? So in the grocery stores, like in the supermarket, they have a fruit salad. You have cantaloupe, watermelon, and some other fruits cut up. So it's only vegetables, okay, but not kosher knife. Bread. So and all of it was cold, right? Of course. Okay, just so we remember. Bread cut with meat or dairy knife, right? What can we eat after that? Next one, cheese cut with a meat knife. So all of this, as we understand, all of this are cold. Unique status of the sharp foods. Halachos of grater, grinder, and food processor. Okay. Next one is Kasher knife. Methods of neitza. Okay. So let's see. So it says one may eat a vegetable salad. Oh, sorry, apologies. May one eat a vegetable salad in a non-kosher restaurant? Okay, that's okay. May one purchase a cut watermelon in non-Jewish fruit store? Here we go. Usually they don't sell meat in a fruit store, right? Even if they sell meat, it's all packaged, right? It's like they did not usually don't cut it in a store. Okay. May one purchase a cut fish from a store that sells non-kosher fish? That's the most famous question, right? May one use a dairy spoon to take a horseradish from a jar? Okay. So horseradish is a hot, right? Sharp. If radish is cut up with a clean dairy knife, may one eat it with meat? Okay. If one eats a radish that was cut up with a clean meat knife, is it necessary to wait six hours before eating dairy? Good question. If one lives in urban surroundings without access to the hard earth, how should he do neitza? So, Kasher of the knife, you have to go into the earth, stick it in the earth. Okay. So all of these amazing questions, and without learning all of these things in details, I always it's always funny to me how people say we keep kosher, and unless they know all of this that we're going to say. Okay. So part number 1, general principles. A knife is unique among the utensils insofar that the laws of Kashrus are concerned. It differs from other utensils in 3 aspects of Halachah. A, the circumstances under which it transmits the absorbed taste. B, the nature of to retain fatty residue. And C, the method in which it is kashered. Okay. It should be noted that in this section the term knife applies to any utensil that cut. So it's grinders, or a pierced food. One second. Utensil cuts, grinds. I'm sorry. Apologize. Cuts, grinds, or pierces food. I apologize. For example, a slicer, a chopper, grater, pestle, shredder, or even a fork. Very interesting. Okay, so let's before we continue, so let's do this piece again and try to understand. So a knife is unique among all of the utensils, insofar the laws of Kashrus is concerned. So whatever we learned before, like it was pretty straightforward. If you got the formula, so in order to transmit the taste, it should be through the liquid, right? Even if something was soaked in a liquid for 24 hours, for example, or one substance was hot, right? Or it was fatty, right? Or it was wet, but otherwise the taste would not transmit, and it was pretty safe, right? And plus, if it was something was not used for more than 24 hours, so okay, all of these things is it's very straightforward, everything logical, but here is it's totally different laws. So that's we have to pay attention. Laws about the knife and how it absorbs the taste and how it retains the taste. That's very interesting. It's very, very different. Okay, so it differs from other utensil in three aspects of the Halachah. A, the circumstances under which it transmits or absorbs the taste. So even when it's used in cold, right? We're going to see. B, the nature to retain the fatty residue, meaning even if it's clean, right? That's a problem. And C, the methods by which it is kashered. So it's sticking into the ground. Okay. So which is not going to work with any other utensils. Okay. Continue. But this sticking into the ground here, you can do only with I guess with a knife. With other things, sharp things, it's not going to work so well. Okay. Unless you can disassemble. So I'm not sure. Okay, we'll see. I mean it's cheaper today just throw out like buy a new one. It should be noted that in this section, the term knife applies to any utensil that cuts. So knife meaning all of the sharp utensils, like peelers, right? Vegetable peeler, all this cuts, grinds, right? Pierce the food, right? For example, you have this utensil to cut eggs, for example, right? It says like metal strings, and you cut eggs, perfect salad. Or you have this thing to cut cheese also, right? A slicer, chopper, grater, pestle also, right? Pestle to crush, shredder, or even a fork. So fork, I'm not sure. I mean, in some things you can cut with a fork, right? If it's like even chicken or something, meat if it's very tender, but you can cut with a fork, right? Not always you would use the knife to cut, but we'll see. But knife is very, very, very different because of the edge. We're going to learn. The great portion of this chapter discusses the problems that arise when the food are cut with a knife of the other type. That's the thing. Food of the other type. Food is cut with a knife of the other type, or para food that is that you're planning to eat with the other type. Okay, most of the problem can be easily avoided by keeping an assortment of clearly recognizable or labeled para knives handy. So I mean, most of the knives like that you need, I guess, would be like para knives. So I don't know how many people need knives, like two or three or four, whatever, how many knives you need, and use it for vegetables, for bread, for all of the para foods, right? Candy. It should be. So what we do, like sometimes, like in order not to buy the whole set. For example, if you need a knife with a red handle to know that it's meat, so we just bought a spray paint. And we spray the handle ourselves. So this spray paint attaches to the sticks to the plastic. What could be better? It's very cheap solution, but works. First I was skeptical. I thought maybe it's going to chip off. No, I mean it's a very, very good paint, like spray paint. That's it. So and same we did with the scissors for a daily. So I mean, some like all of them are like come in a black color black. So we just cover like spray with a white paint, and that's it. Right? We have, you know, that it's for milk. For a part we still keep black, and for meat we paint with red. So very, very simple, very cheap solution. Okay, but you cannot make mistakes. So red is meat, and white is milk, and black is powder. Okay, so that's he said. I mean, that's easiest solution. Okay, this should be the first step in setting kosher kosher kitchen. So meaning don't start just to start, and then we're going to change on the fly. So as we said a few times already, somebody asked me, like it's proper to have a plan how I'm going to go kosher. So if you need to sometimes to save some money, to buy new pots, new this, new that, so okay, it's better to take few more months and then buy everything, whatever you need. It just replace everything in one shot. Whatever needs to be replaced, and whatever does not need to be replaced, just kosher. Okay, continue. All vegetables and other part of food should be cut only with part of knife on a part of cutting board. So cutting boards are also a big deal. So it's not so simple to wash this cutting board. Be it from plastic, be it from wood. Okay, it's still there are like cuts there. Like even though maybe it's for sometimes that it's cut resistant, even though they say cut resistant, but there is no such a thing as cut resistant. There are cuts, and food gets stuck even if you try to wash it. Okay, so it's not such an easy thing. So you plus the cutting boards should be separate. For vegetables you would have paref, and for meat you have meat. Okay, meat board. Continue. A unique ability of a knife to transmit the absorbed taste. Okay, so that's we said that there are three different three aspects how then knife is different. So number one, unique ability to transmit the absorbed taste. A knife is capable of transmitting the absorbed taste in a ways unlike any other utensil. So we said that's a big exception. This special status is because upon the concept of dukkha the sakina, literally a pressure of a knife. A knife, unlike the other utensils, comes into contact with food under conditions of pressure. This pressure increases the ability of the knife to absorb the taste of the food, or to infuse some of its previously absorbed taste into the food. Although dukkha the sakina alone may not bring about the absorption of the transfer of the taste, it enhances the absorption in several ways. Okay, before we continue, so let's do this introduction again, and we're going to explain. And it actually plays a very big role in a shchita, right? So when the person does shchita, so why he must be only a God-fearing person? Because if he would press on a knife, right? If he press on a knife, the shchita is not kosher. How can you check if he's pressed on the knife? He did not. You cannot check. That's the big issue. Understand? So, and it's when somebody is pressed, it's not considered to be cut. And it says that it's like that there's like a fire, like from the pressure. So same is here. So this when the person presses the knife, even though it's a very sharp knife, but still you need to press down, right? It could transmit the taste or absorb the taste. So one more time. The knife is capable of transmitting and absorbing the taste in ways unlike other utensils. We said that. The special status is based upon the concept of dukkha the sakina, literally pressure of the knife. Again, the issue with the knife, the pressure that we apply. Right? The knife is unlike other utensil, comes into contact with food under the conditioned pressure. When you eat in soup, for example, there is no pressure. When you eat in with a fork, there is no pressure, right? So other utensils also, there is no pressure. But knife, always pressure. This pressure increases the ability of knife to absorb the taste of the food, right? To absorb the taste from the food, especially that, and give the taste into the food. So, but one does not neglect the other, right? It could be the taste could go both ways. Okay, or infuse some of the previously absorbed taste into the food. So this we'll see that this leniency of 24 hours does not apply here. Although ducha besakina alone may not bring about the absorption of the taste, right? It enhances the absorption in several ways. So, way number one, the degree of taste penetration. When the hot food is cut with a knife, the combination of ducha besakina, so meaning the pressure, and heat may cause the taste transfer through the food even without the liquid and the fatty medium. So before that, with other utensils, we said it's not going to work, right? You need heat is good, but it's not enough, right? So one more time, we're going to explain the degree of the taste penetration. When hot food is cut with a knife, we're talking in general. So even the hot food, so clean knives, brand new knife, and you have piece of meat, right? So hot, right? So you cut with a knife. The combination of dacha besakina, so meaning the pressure and the heat, may cause the taste to transfer through the food, even though without liquid, on the fatty medium, right? So meaning because two elements, again the heat and the knife. Okay, there is one commentary. It says ordinarily, two dry foods that touch each other cannot transmit the taste beyond the akidei nitalas, thickness approximately 1 inch. But as we said, if you're not sure, just cut from this edge and from another edge. But 1 inch is 1 inch is a lot. 1 inch is a lot. In some things, in some cases, we say we can wash it. In some cases, we cannot wash it because it would absorb. So you just cut. Okay. Or sometimes even only kidei klipa, the thickness of approximately sheet of paper. So okay, so it depends. Okay, only liquids or food, or only liquids or food immersed in liquids or oily and fatty foods can, in a conjunction with heat, generate transmission of the taste throughout the food. Okay, so we're going to read it again and explain. We learned this before, right? Does not say where did we learn it, but we did. Okay, so one more time. So we're talking about other foods, not like how two foods, let's say on one plate, how they transmit taste to each other. Let's say you have steak and somebody dropped a piece of cheese on it. Right, so steak, let's say it's not fatty, it's dry, and the cheese is fatty. Okay, so let's see. So one more time, two dry foods, so dry, completely dry, which touch each other, cannot transmit the taste beyond. So it's not completely. So basically, as he's saying, if the dry foods, hot, both of them hot, touch each other, so you might be able to cut like piece. They of course they touch each other, and you're okay. Okay, so we said it depends on the time span also, how long they've been like in contact together. So if it's only for 1 second, so you can wash, or a few seconds you can wash away, and there is no problem if you can wash away, or just cut like thin sliver. Okay. Just 1 second. So one more time. 2 dry foods that touch each other cannot transmit the taste beyond kidei nitelas, the thickness of approximately 1 inch, which is a lot, right? So in some cases you would need to throw out the whole piece. Or sometimes even kidei klipa, the thickness of approximately a sheet of paper. So a sheet of paper is, as we know, that's very, very thin. Okay. Only liquids, so that the liquids is always an issue, right? Or the foods immersed in liquids or food immersed in liquids, right? Or oily or fatty foods. Fatty foods can, in conjunction with heat, generate transmission of the taste, right? Throughout the food, meaning these oily foods, like these fatty foods, so transmission of the taste, meaning that the whole piece is going to be bad and there is no cutting a little piece off. Okay, that's what it means. Continue, the next one, second. Degree of the heat required, meaning to transmit the taste. So in all other cases where we said was considered to be hot meaning when your hand recoils, right? So that's a degree at which the cooking process will continue. Okay, otherwise it's going to be just slowed down. And it says degree of heat required. A knife that was used to cut warm non-kosher food, warm meaning for sure below this temperature, must be kashered with a process called nitzah, described below, section 2, meaning, as we said, stick to the earth. Okay, so again, non-kosher, a knife that was used to cut non-kosher foods. Okay, no problem. So warm. Even though the warm food was not very hot, there is less than yatzalat bowl. Okay, so even though it's very interesting. So here, what he's saying, even it was only warm food, meaning it was the yatzalat bowl when the hand recoils, right? It was less than that, but the taste went into the knife. Okay, of this non-kosher food. The warmth of the food combined with ducha the sakina, so warmth of the food plus the heat from the pressure when you cut. So I'm not sure how do you determine this heat from the pressure, but for sure it's adds up. Okay, so it transfer the taste from the food to the knife, as well as from the knife to the food, even though the heat is less than yatzalat bowl. So now we're talking about, to simplify things, the idea we say only about when case when food is warm, not hot. If hot is needless to say. So we dealing with warm food, right? And the taste is going to go into the knife or from the knife into the food. Why? Again, because of the pressure. We will discuss the practical application of this principle later in this chapter. Okay, but we got the main idea. So the food is warm, right? So the temperature of the food plus the temperature of this cut from the place where you cut. Continue. The ability to absorb without heat. Okay, so that's a third big one. A knife used to cut, even the cold, the sharp foods, can cause transmitter of the taste, even without heat. That's, as we said, of the sharp foods. It was onions, radishes, garlic, all of these things, right? So, of course, you cut them cold, but they have this special ability to infuse the taste, right? In combination of the sharp taste of these foods, and the ducha desakina creates the transfer of taste from the food to the knife, and or from the knife into the food, even though both the knife and the food are cold. So that's for the practical application The principle see below. So we're going to see below, right? But here is a thing that we have to understand. So when we're dealing with sharp foods, as we said before, it's very, very different. So you cannot cut these sharp foods with a meat knife or a dairy knife. Never. Even if you're going to use this for you want to do a cheese omelet, right? With onions and other things. Don't cut these onions with what? With a meat knife, right? Basically, right? So it's proper to have always to have and even with a dairy knife is a problem. Even with a dairy knife is a problem, because one time you would want to cut with this dairy knife some salad, like part of salad, cucumbers. I want to cucumbers and tomatoes. That's my garden salad. So it would be issue, right? Because now it's going to be dairy for sure. Okay, even though it was cold. Okay, 1 second. Let me check time. Any questions on what we said so far? Yes, go ahead.
So this concept of transmitting the taste through luchka de sakina, does this apply to knives made out of something different from metal? For example, like ceramic knives?
That's a good question. I think so. It's not about only metal. It's about the sharp edge that is problem. Ceramic, I think ceramic absorbs even better than metal. I think so. But that's my guess. I'm not like logically. Okay. So let's do a little more. So B. So it was section B. The retention of the residue on a knife surface, meaning that you cannot wash it, really. That's the issue. Another unique halacha regarding the knife, unlike other utensils, is a knife is normally assumed that and to retain residue of this on its surface, right? So meaning like you cannot just wash and wait 24 hours as we were discussing before, non-observant. It's not going to work. This residue adheres to or may be absorbed into any food subsequently cut with a knife. That's the issue, right? So that's why when we have onions, again, proper to have a part of knife. Onions, other things. Okay. One must not use a non-kosher knife to cut even cold kosher food, or a meat knife to cut a dairy food. Even if a knife seems to be clean and was not used for previous 24 hours. So let's do this again, and there is one commentary we're going to see. So again, another unique halacha regarding the knife. Unlike other utensil, knife normally assumed to retain residue on the surface. Okay, that's what we must always remember. So even though we washed, even though it stayed for not unused for 24 hours, it's not going to help. This residue adheres to or may be absorbed into any food subsequently cut with a knife. So everything is cold. Still, it's going to work this way. One must not use a non-kosher knife to cut even the cold kosher food. Okay. Or a meat knife to cut dairy foods. Okay, we discussed that. Even if the knife seems to be clean and was not used during the past 24 hours. Commentary. Although absorbed taste becomes stale after 24 hours and can no longer affect other foods and utensils, actual food or residue thereof is unaffected by the passage of time. So one more time, this Utensil, actual food or the residue thereof is unaffected by the passage of time. Okay, meaning there is a knife. This 24 hours is not working out very well. Okay. So continue. Section C. The methods by which a knife is kashered. It looks like a very short chapter. So we're going to kasher knife. Okay, no problem. So kasher. In addition to the usual method of kashering the utensil, Chazal mandated that under certain conditions, his knife is kashered in a unique manner. This method is known as neitzo, right? Thrusting into the ground. Essentially, this is done by thrusting the knife into the hard earth 10 times. The procedure is in effect the procedure is effects and limitations discussed in section 3. Okay, so we're going to see how to do that. Okay, so for knives is a special koshering, so you stick it into the knife. The sand, we'll see if it's going to work in the sand, right? Or another thing, how you can do, you can sharpen the knife also. Also, there is some leniency when you can sharpen the knife. So we care about the knife, like the edge is the main issue. Okay, so let's see. I think we can stop here. It's a long section. Okay, so we can stop here. Any questions on what we said? We can go to any topic if you want.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
There's a question on the board about Shidduchim.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, please, go ahead, please.
It says, Shalom Aleichem, Kudrav, thank you for the Shiur. Question. When suggesting a Shidduch, if we know someone who is modern Orthodox, are we allowed to suggest him an Orthodox girl with the hopes that she will help him improve his midot?
It's not. You see, in modern Orthodox, it's also like a big range. So some of them on the Orthodox side, and some of them not. So I would say it's on a case by case basis. So you have to see like at least, but like if you can do your personal research on that person, you should do. If not, so basically the stretch is not that big. It's not like he's going from Reform into Orthodox or something, right? Or from non-bit religious to bit religious. So it's I think we can try. We can try, and of course warn the girl. I mean, she's going to know to check this thing and just check his hashkafa. So the problem is with hashkafa. They both eat kosher, and he prays most likely 3 times a day with the minyan. And he most likely studied Torah, maybe not daily, but he studies Torah. But the problem is hashkafa. Like hashkafa meaning his priority in life. Is it a job or not a job? For example, let me see these guys here with that. We learn in Rabbi Dessler's Zatzal. So he was in England during the war. So I'm not sure, unfortunately. I don't remember what country he came from, but somewhere from Eastern Europe. So Eastern Europe was always a poorer place compared to Western Europe, to France, all this, England, right? So people are very rich, Baruch HaShem. So in Eastern Europe, it was a famous concept of kollels. So it's the concept of kollel came from there, not from anywhere else, right? And it was very, very like foreign concept for England. And Rabbi Dessler during the war, Second World War, so he established the kollel, and right for all of the people who ran away from the war, and then he realized that for these guys, younger guys, you need wives, right? You need the girls who in par So he decided in that same town, I think it's Shedgate, right? Not too far from London. So he established the girls' college, like something like seminaries. So to bring the girls on a par with the guys. You understand? Because the whole concept was very foreign. As we know, the college grew a lot. This college grew a lot, right? The girls' college. So what I'm trying to say, they were not very far apart, even though Hashkafa was different, right? But these girls and boys were Orthodox, but not to such extent as in Western Europe. You understand? So that's what I'm trying to say. It's not very far-fetched. You can it's a lot was there, and just see if person is flexible and he wants to go or she wants to go the extra step. That's it. So I would say yes, but just see. So, but it's very, very, very possible that it's going to work. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, our friend is asking, Shalom Kodagav, I wonder how to kasher an air fryer. Is it the same as an oven?
Air fry. I mean, I saw it on pictures. So I think it's plastic inside. No, maybe I'm mistaken.
No, it's
metal.
Usually it's like plastic on the outside, but it's metallic on the inside. Yeah.
Oh, if it's a metal. I apologize again. I don't know how is it does it work with air oil or no? Like if it's a liquid air fry, I mean from the name of it looks like that there is no liquid. It's just a fry with a high temperature. So that would be a big issue. So I'm not sure if you can actually kosher it because it's like a frying pan, like to draw the parallel, frying pan. And if in the frying pan you can only kosher when you have a torch, like make it red glow. So I'm not sure you're going to do it with this air fry. So I just say just replace it. We can look. So if it's practical question and somebody is going to kosher, I can take time and try to look into it, like more details, because as I saw it, so only saw it on the pictures, and I have like vague idea how does it work. But for sure, it does not have a liquid. If it has liquid, so it would be no issue whatsoever. Since there is metal inside, that metal that touches the food should not be like you just put it in boiling water. But in this case, I'm not sure. We need so let me know later on if it's a practical question. So I'll spend time looking into it. Okay, what else?
Our friend says it does not need oil. But when frying meat, there will be oil dripping on the fryer basket. It has like a basket, a tray.
Yeah, but I don't know. But usually it's more like a grill, right? More like a grill. So with a grill, so you have to like make it red hot in order to kosher it. So it's always possible to see in a company if they can send you like a replacement, like this inside part. Actually, no, it's all of the walls. I'm not sure. It's not such easy thing. I would say if it's not very expensive, just replace it to be on the safe side. But again, if something not kosher was used there, right? So like not kosher meat or something. If it was air fry, I don't know, like in my mind. So my wife is getting this catalog, so I saw like on the picture they use for potatoes. So if you were using for a French fries, there is no problem whatsoever. So it did not become not kosher. So the only problem is if it was used. So I say if it was used for non kosher chicken or meat or something like that, or combination meat and dairy. right? So that would be the issue. Okay, but if only for vegetables, there is no problem.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yes, you're welcome.
So based on what the Rabbi taught us last class about the wicked person and looking at a wicked person's face, that could be harmful for us. Does that apply to look at a picture?
Yes.
Looking at pictures of...
Yes. Picture is a face, yes. So this, I have this person who sends me, he finds all of this Y.Y. Jacobson and all of the other clowns, and he looks for all of this heresy that they say, even about the war now in Israel. Like, I don't know, like, he has all this time in the world, and whatever he sends me, and I just listened like every third whatever he sent me, but whatever he said, it's absolutely correct. Whatever, it's heresy. But I'm not sure if he's listening as I do, or he actually watches the video. You understand? So, like, if he watches the video, that's a big issue. Very, very nice individual, but I think that's a little too much. So I told him, like, but of course he did not listen to me. No, not of course, but there are some people who don't listen because I don't know why. You understand? So that would be absolutely not good. So, and Rabbi Rubinstein said that he also have these people who think that he must know about everything that goes on in this world. So they send him all of these things. For me, I have only two guys. Like, I'm in a very, very good shape, and I ignore like most of the messages. Right? So. Okay, but for sure, don't watch this video. Don't be a hero, because why? It's going to affect us. And last thing on the list, I'm going to remind you. Right, it says that the person, the Shomer Shabbos person, who saw one time in his life another person who is not sure, who desecrates Shabbos, is not going to have his Shabbos observance on the same level. I'm missing the phrase. It's not Shabbos. Like, maybe not such a. He's not going to enjoy the Shabbos as much as the person who never in his life saw somebody else desecrating the Shabbos. So for you it's a holiday, but he just smoking, and he went to a car and went to, I don't know, to a gym or something. You understand? So that's very bad. So we try to stay away from all these people, like all of these bad people. Because why? Because as we said yesterday, when you go to a doctor who is not religious. So, and Rabbi Dester Zatzal said, don't do it unless you have no choice. Why? Because if he helps you, so you would be in a position that in a situation that you would need to help to thank him, which is normal. Like, somebody help you, you thank him, and you're going to get to associate with him, right? And then you're going to sit with him, and he and these people, they always push their opinions on you, right? Of course, they say they all of them try to speak Yiddish with me. All of these doctors, other people. I don't want to say only doctors, right? And to show some things, but they like I say, Shomer Shabbos, no, not so much. I do kiddush. They say I do kiddush. You understand? But here, but they feel free to spread all the heresy on us. That's the big issue. Right, and a person is going to absorb this heresy. That's we have to stay away from that. Rabbi Dessler was to the point. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I was wondering what has to be the level of wickedness of this person for us not to be allowed to look at this person's face? Like, does it have to be someone that is publicly known as being wicked, or perhaps someone that does a lot of bad things, such as, I don't know, like a transgender person, stuff like that?
Every person who goes against HaShem is considered to be a wicked person. So of course, if it's knowingly, if it's not unknowingly, okay, we try to help everybody. But if it's knowingly, so he's a wicked person. So he might be very nice, very nice individual, caring, and he asks you, how's your daughter, how's your, I don't know, birds and parrots, and he remember everything, every answer that you gave him on his million questions. Understand? But in the eyes of HaShem, he's wicked. And our sages, even Chazanish, right? And I think was it somebody after Chazanish? I'm not sure. So he was able to see the sins of a person on their forehead, right? So if in every culture they have this saying that it is written on his forehead. So, and some people say, like, I think like it's some not a poetic language, but it is true 100%. So you just need to know how to read it. And Chazanish, one of the people who were able to read it, right? And people would come and they put hat on to our forehead to ask the question, because he would see, and sometimes he would start yelling. We get very excited, right? So meaning these sins, right? Even though we're not so sensitive, or at least I'm not so sensitive, sometimes I do see, right? Right? So they actually on a person's face, and some people like big holy people, they can see it clearly. I sometimes always feel it, like something is wrong. Right, and the best proof of this, when person does teshuvah, his face feature changes. For him or for her, doesn't matter. Right, when even some people even look younger. Some one guy's I don't know, he was consulting with me about something, and he sent me a picture, and I said, then who is this? So where is you in the picture? There are three people. Said, I'm in the middle. I said, you in the middle? So I was shocked. So he now, after several years of the show, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years of the show, he looks better, like healthier. I don't know, younger. I'm not into young, but his face looks healthier than on a picture from 10 years ago. Understand? That's like a healthy, this thing works, right? That the sins were wiped out, right? So okay. So and then plus I think in Chaim, when HaShem when HaShem said that you're going to be a wanderer. And Chaim was afraid that the animals are going to kill him, right? To attack him because he spilled the blood, and now anybody can spill his blood. So HaShem, I think he put the letter, if I remember, gamma in was it in Greek. If I remember correctly, it's inverted L, right? L like this, like upside down L, right on his forehead. So it's like the sign for all animals not to attack the person. And if person is a righteous person, so animals do not attack him. Like we know the story of Daniel, but it's he was an extra tzaddik. But otherwise, like animals, like Moshe Rabbeinu, right? These lions, were like puppies with him. So otherwise, all of the people they ate alive. No problem, all of the unwanted visitors. But with Moshe Rabbeinu, they were big friends. Why? Because there is special protections and these animals that they see on the face. Rasha explains on the face that they see this creature, this person creature is not like us. Is not animal. You understand? He's a holy being. But if person is a sinner. Right, the sinner, these animals, they see him as one of them, and then they can attack. Okay. That's about the face. Go ahead. What else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
Yes, you're welcome. And but plus, just let me finish that. Just look if you go online, or if maybe you have it in your house. Go and check. Go and see photographs, portraits of Rabbi Eliashiv. Go see it's an angel. So you cannot even call them men, right? It's simply angel, or of Moshe Feinstein. All these people, right? All of these great people, Babasali, it's not man. So the holiness is expressed in the face, and opposite is shown. So you see somebody is like a murderer or something, rapist. So he looks like that. He looks like animal. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the next question in the board says, Shalom Kolov, when reading the book of the Ribnitzer Rebbe, I learned the Rebbe did not eat meat for Kashrut reasons. I heard about similar things from other tzaddikim. I wonder, why is this the case?
Where he did not read back in Moldova, or back in the US on Israel? Where exactly? I'm not sure.
Friend is typing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So because most of his life he lived in Moldova, then he moved to Israel. I'm not sure he stayed there for several years, and then he went to Monsey, to New York, Monsey, New York. So we need to know why, because kosher meat was available and according to highest standard in Israel and in US. In Moldova, of course not. Okay.
Okay, so our friend says, if I am not mistaken, I think he just had his own kashrut standards and generally does not consume meat.
Okay, so it's a different story. Yes, I mean, what can we learn from this story? Exactly nothing. I mean, we live in this world. Of course, there is imperfection in everything, but we have to go by normal way of the world. So if there is a rabbi, a God-fearing people, and they check the Kashrus, and they say it's a kosher meat, so we rely on their opinion. Otherwise, you're going to crazy if you're not going to rely on anybody. This Ribnitzer Rebbe, we have to understand, he was holy tzaddik. He was not living this world. He was half angel. So can we learn for Halachah from him? When we get to his level, yes. But until we get to his level, we go according to the way of the world. So if it's a reliable Kashrus agency said that it's kosher, glad kosher, so we can eat. You can be assured that it's good. It's good meat. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So about this holy tzaddikim, I read a lot about them not eating much. I mean, the higher they would get, the less food they would need.
Yes.
I heard about this story about Rabbi that he would only eat Cheetos, Bamba, I guess it was.
Bamba.
Of course, they would eat. I would assume they would eat meat on Shabbos and so on. But is this like an effect of being so holy that the body doesn't need much as it used to, not much sleep and not much food and these things?
I think so, yes. But I mean, what we learn from this? Exactly zero. Understand? So we have to eat whatever your body needs to function. So some people who, and I know, as I said many times before, some students they want to be holy, but they on the same hand they say I cannot go without meat. So because for their metabolism, for their body, they need meat. And chicken is not meat. It's not good. They need red meat. And 3 times or 4 times a week. So that's, for them, it's a must. You understand? Me personally, I don't eat meat that much. I can go with chicken or even eat chicken few times a week. I'm fine. I don't eat that. But they do not eat meat because of the desires for meat, because the body, that's how the body functions. So we have to do whatever works. Our goal is to serve HaShem, do the mitzvah, learn Torah, and whatever I need. I need to drink coffee, so I drink coffee. Coffee is bad for me. I get high blood pressure. I stop with coffee. You understand? So and don't go to the craziness. Right? So don't concentrate on these things. So as Rambam said in chapter 4, Halachos the Dios, when he discusses this medical advices, all of the supplements, he said that just lead the healthy life, right? You have to do exercise, you have to go in the fresh air, you have to do all of the things, right? Eat normal, don't overeat. Eat only 2/3 of the stomach that is full. So don't eat 2 to 3 hours before you go to sleep. All of these simple things. So, but we must do that. I mean, if you're going to go buy Rav Kaduri, so we're going to die in Chas v'Shalom in 2 weeks. But for him, it was normal. For us, it's not. Okay. What else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, the next question on the board says, in regards to how we interact with non-Shomer Shabbos Jews. So in regards to how we interact with non-Shomer Shabbos Jews, are we allowed to work with off-the-derech lawyers for business? Is there a higher danger in doing such?
I mean, you're allowed to work with them, but we have to keep the distance. You understand? Don't become too friendly with them, that they would start sharing their ideas. You understand? As we learned yesterday from this Rabbi Dessler, that's all. So of course, I mean, there is no problem if it's honest person. So just because he's not Shomer Shabbos does not make him bad person or a liar, right, or something. So you can work with them, but not on a personal level. That's the key. As a professional.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So our friend also says, Kavod Harav, don't animals also not bite people that they fear are more dangerous animals? For example, Nebuchadnezzar. Couldn't a very dangerous rasha pretend to be a tzaddik that animals submit to, but rather than out of holiness, it's from Tuma? How will we gauge the difference?
No, why would we need to gauge the difference? I mean, the animals, so he was very dangerous even for animals. This there is a story when I'm not sure you're aware of the story, when he actually went crazy. Nebuchadnezzar went crazy, and he was living in the forest for several years. I think his son took over the throne. I don't remember, maybe a year, 3. Somehow I want to say 3 years. So and he was crazy, he was not there, wild, and living with all of the animals. Then he came back and became normal again. So how can you tell the difference? I know, why should we tell the difference? Okay. So if somebody have to remember, so all of the wicked people, they can affect you faster than you can affect them. So, but of course we have to give everybody a chance. So you just send the information and stay away. The good thing about the doctors, so I went to a few Jewish doctors who not absorb. I mean, same. I'm not. I thought that they absorb, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. Why I'm not sure? Because when I went to his office, I thought he speaks very nicely, stuff like that about religions. And then I saw like on his desk the pictures of his daughter always fainted. They're half naked basically. So okay, so and the problem is when they start like sharing their ideas, and of course you would try to be polite and you would listen to the ideas, and it's going to affect us, right? That's the issue. Okay, what else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi. Go on.
You're okay.
So the next question says, Shalom Kavod Rav. In the Jewish Intimacy series by Rabbi Reuben Shlita, we learned that one can work on oneself and bring a holier soul to the world. I wonder if this also applies to conversion. How can one draw a higher level soul when convert?
Okay, be on work on yourself and make yourself holier, but attaching to HaShem. The only way a person can become holier is only to attaching himself or herself to HaShem. And then about this Jewish intimacy. So how is a person who works on himself or the couple, how they can bring a holier soul? It's very simple. Now when they're on different level, they deserve to have a better soul, so they would be good parents for this holy soul. So if HaShem wants to put the soul in, of course he wants to, this holy soul that has to come down to this world in holy hands. He cannot put it in in the hands of the gangsters. You understand? Because it would be waste of reincarnation. So when people build themselves up, that's they deserve somebody better. You understand? Same is here. When per person in the process of conversion, when they build themselves up in holiness, so when the time comes to infuse or instill the soul into that person, Jewish soul, so it's going to be a different level. Why? Because the vessel is different. You understand? The vessel on a higher level. You understand? So I don't know, example that came to my mind. So as I said before, when I shop for wine, when we shop for wine, we get regular wine, not expensive, but regular wine. But when you stand in a line for register, there is like a glass showcase. It's with a lock. Maybe it's even bulletproof. So I let a wine from $500 to several $1,000s. So for example, let's say somebody is going to buy this bottle for $5,000. I don't know what is special, doesn't matter, but I'm sure it's worth it. So he's not going to go through. He's not going to drink it from a paper cup, and not even plastic cup. Understand? When you buy a bottle like that, you would make sure that you have a special glass. I'm not sure this form, that form, like something very special container to drink this wine from. So same as here. When you build yourself up, you deserve much better. And same with Shidduchim, right? If when person works on himself, the higher he builds himself, the better Shidduch he's deserving. So now he was on level 4.5. He started from level 4.5. He was deserving the same lady 4.5, which is not Saraimenu. To say the least, right? Now he built himself. He was on level 7.5, so he get girl who is on level 8.5, let's say. You understand? So it's all it's measure for measure, everything. So it's not for free. When the person works on himself, it's not for free. You get in something better, right? So HaShem said, I can trust this my precious Bas Israel to this guy. Why? Because he developed himself. He knows that he must change, and he learns Torah and keeps Eitzachara away. Right? It's very interesting. We learn about Eitzachara today in different class. I have Thursday I have special class, and it says there it's from Medrash Rabbah, and about a story of Yosef, right? And just quick word Torah. So it says one Tana said that Eitz Hara, evil inclination encamped in a camp of who? Of wicked people, right? And another Tana said no, it's actually encamped with the righteous people. So the one who said it encamped in the wicked people, because the wicked people is easy target. So basically, he just snapped the finger or just look at them, and they run to do evil, run to sin. So basically, they give him, bring him constant pleasure to the Seitzah Hara. And these righteous people, not so much, right? That they don't bring him pleasure because they always resist, and very, very seldom that they would fall, right? And the one who said that Yetzer Hara dwelt in a camp of the righteous people, because it says that these wicked people, it's like you can leave them alone, they're going to fail on their own, no system needed, right? But these righteous people, right, since HaShem knows that most likely that they're going to overcome the challenge, so Yetzer Hara, the bigger challenge it gives, that the higher is going to bring up this righteous people. It's one point. Another point from another Tana, so they split. So he said that actually with the righteous people, Yetzer Hara tries every day, comes to them every day, and stronger. Why? Because we know when Yetzer Hara grows with the person. So the higher person advances in his holiness, Yetzer Hara grows again with him, together with him, right? On the same level. So now they say Yetzer Hara attacks stronger and stronger that righteous person. Very interesting. That's why it's attached. Sorry, it's dwelt in righteous people camp. So two different opinions, but they discuss the same thing basically. So it's a hara. They like it depends what you're going to do with that. If you're going to overcome your desires, your inclinations, so you're going to grow and you're going to be holy. If not, you're going to fall. Okay, but everything is in our hands. So that's what we must remember. There's nobody is forcing anybody, as we said about the wicked people. So Yetzer Hara, he said, "Look, I'm unemployed here. Like I don't even try. I just wink to the guy, and he starts running. So I didn't even say, well, what is the catch? He's running, right? Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So in regards to this, is the conversion of a person decreed on the person's fate on Rosh HaShanah based on his actions?
Based on his actions, I think it's a very good question. Maybe it does, but it can change. I think these things are actually, I think that they're like flexible. So even it was decreed, sometimes that the person with his or her behavior can lose it, of course, or opposite can actually to make it faster. Right? Because now the person is more discerned, because on Rosh HaShanah we judge based on results of previous year, not so based on results of the previous year. It is determined the parnas of the person, everything, his health, everything is dependent on the previous year, right? On actual results. It cannot be like predicted based on what happened in the future. HaShem knows the future, but we have a free choice. And based on the free choices that we did the past year, so that's how the future is determined. But it could change, right? So the best example Talmud gives on Rosh HaShanah, right? In Talmud Rosh HaShanah, that the person was decreed to make such an amount of money. Let's say less, like very minimal amount of money that based on his results on previous year, performance of previous year. But this money are going to but he made it to Shua, so the amount stays the same. It was sealed, right? The budget stays the same, but he's going to have a blessing of this money. You understand? So there were not going to be any losses. So in this minimal amount of money, the person would be actually survive, and then another person who was decreed to make a lot of money, but he would lose and would hardly survive, right, or go broke. You understand? So, right, because based on the previous year he was deserving this much, but based on his performance on this year, so he's not deserving. So he's going to get amount is the same, but he's going to lose it. He's going to go to medical bills, to I don't know. So some, unfortunately, I know some parents want to cry for them. So I mean, they get children go to all of the drugs and stuff like that. They go to rehab. So and father wants to help. They give all of the life savings for a few months of treatment, and guess what? Most time it's not going to help. Help exactly zero. You understand? So all of this money that they save, that they think that they deserve, so HaShem can have a million ways to wipe out all of this money. The person is not deserving. On the other hand, if a person is deserving, so HaShem is not going to send him all of these children. Right? So children are not going to do it. I don't know. He's going to break his something, or has asthma. So now he cannot do heroin or something. I don't know. I'm just making up an example, right? So because it would endanger his life. So it's better for him to have this asthma, to have other respiratory disease, but to stay away from drugs. That's for sure. So HaShem has many ways to stop these children, even though he's planning to, but he has many ways. And when he's not deserving, so he gets, and it's very very sad situations basically what I'm dealing with. I mean, it's not much that I can do for these parents. I mean, what can I do? Understand? Very sad. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the next question says, the Rabbi spoke about in Soviet The Rabbi spoke about in Soviet Union. There were secret circumcisions, and I also read about things like this in the book of Rabbi Zilber Satzal.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if Kavod had any more stories about these times and how people would stay observant. And he says, forgive me if it's not an appropriate question.
No, it's a good question. Give me 3 minutes. I'm going to start the recording. 3 minutes. Okay, so I want to show you something. If you can see. So the display case. Careful. So here's a tefillin. I don't know if you can see, it's from my family. So this tefillin is more than 100 years old. Okay, so it's but it was you see one of them, the straps were original, probably. No, I mean maybe it was changed once. See, very old, and here it was for sure changed, and maybe I don't know 30-40 years ago. So it's not mine. So I mean it is mine today, but it's from my family. So, but based on my calculation, maybe 120 years old, right? This very old piece, Baruch Hashem. But it was almost mission impossible because this Yevsekze was the Yevsekze is a people who these communists, they were very smart. They employ people from the same ethnic group. So if you go to the foreign country, try to fight with them, it's mission impossible. But when you get somebody local from inside, the haters, they're the most dangerous people. And unfortunately, that's what it was. And many people gave up. And they actually, what they did, and some of my family, like, of course, they did not know. They strict. They went to the Jewish school, and they sent to a Jewish school. All of them, all of the teachings were in Yiddish, right? And they said, so that's a Jewish school. Well, what could be better? But all of these people were apikorsim, and they would teach against God. So yes, in Yiddish, but against God. That's it was a very terrible thing. Understand? Most of the people did not could not withstand, of course, the pressure, and assimilated. But still was some you see this tefillin, and I have other things. And in my family, circumcision was a must on my mother's side and my father's side also. So of course there were connections with all of the Moyles, and this that's Moyles. How do you know they were high holiest of the holies? They know that if they were going to get caught, they're going to get to the prison, right, to the worst, to Siberia, and maybe even die. Even in my days, they would go to send it to Siberia to die, for sure. So right, and so most of them were elderly people, not elderly, but elderly people, and who were ready basically to die, but still do circumcision. That's holy of the holiest. So they would arrange people to different cities. So because, for example, my grandmother was working she was working as a nurse in a department where they deliver babies. So they say she has a boy, so okay, they watch her. So they was watching. So but even my grandmother would not do a circumcision. You understand? So it was it was a very interesting time, very, very scary time, very depressing time. But the thing is, what people would do after it was allowed, when they would be allowed to immigrate to Israel. Are you okay now in Israel? Are you going to get be religious or not? So, and many people were not. Why again? Because of the communists. So all of these years, the communists know how to change mentality of the people very well. Unfortunately, why? Because many communists were Jews. So that's the story. That's the story about tefillin. So I just got it. Just so you know, I got it maybe 2 years ago. So I'm the last person. No, not the last. Hopefully not the last, but the next person to inherit it. So this holy tefillin from my family. Okay. So any other questions? Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. That was very inspiring. Beautiful information. Thank you very much.
So you just take this feeling, you just take whatever you have, and continue building up on it. Right? That doesn't matter. Somebody was religious, not was. It's relevant about us living in this world, short time, and what you can do in this short time. That's it. It's very, very simple. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I have a question about something that I mentioned about dreams some time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that if someone had a dream about you, then you have to take that into account. But does that apply if the person just had that dream once, or if it happens more than once? I
guess that 3 times when some dreams repeats itself in most of the details. In not all of the details is not going to repeat, but most of the important details were the same. Yes, then we have to treat it seriously. So and see how we can what we can do with that. Some of the stories that came to me, it was actually very, very straightforward thing, instruction what to do in a dream of this from the deceased. It was like he was spelling out or she was spelling out what needs to be done. It doesn't matter how strange it sounds, but me personally, I never had such a dreams, but other people did, and they did exactly as the deceased person required, and that's it, and dreams stopped.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
No, I meant that when someone else has a dream about us,
Yeah, that doesn't matter. So when this the deceased person, for example, comes in a dream and asks to convey a message to us, right? Or so like in that person's dream, something is happening to us. So yeah, we have to take it seriously. Doesn't matter if it was in his dream or in my dream. Okay, but also 3 times, and plus you have to make sure that this person is trustworthy. You understand? So not some people because okay. So here there's one case when person like was normal for forever, and then started speaking like strangely. So I at first I thought like I don't know what I thought, and then I said, but are you okay? The person said, no, I'm not okay. I actually was sick and I'm taking this medicine. So this medicine actually like creates some side effect. That person, I'm not specialist. I don't know this medicine. I don't know all this. I don't want to even look into it. But the person, like side effect is some psychological. The person is talking nonsense. Is he believes in this nonsense? I think so. Right? Hopefully he can get all this medicine like soon, but it's not good. So we have to sort of if that person who tells us about the dream, if he is actually normal and trustworthy person. So if yes, so that's a different story.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So in my case, is that it's not actually me, but someone close to me told me that a person had a dream about this person that is close to me, and this person is telling me, asking me if he should worry about this thing. So if it's not 3 times, then it doesn't count.
Yeah, and plus you have to talk to direct source because people change details. It's like very easily. So talk to the person who had the dream and ask them all of the details. And many times when you start asking person, it's not like the way it was. You understand? So maybe yes, maybe no. I'm not judging anybody, but sometimes people have you use the imagination and they add to the story. So we cannot go like from story from somebody else. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
There's no more questions on the board, and on my end, there's no more questions. I don't know if someone else has more.
Okay. Any other questions? We'll stop here. All right, no problem. So let's stop here. Rosh HaShanah, we did very well. It was a very successful week. We switched time. We learned a little more even. Rosh HaShanah. So the earlier we start, the fresher minds we have, right? It's not very healthy to learn very, very late at night unless you have some nap or something. So thank you very much. I wish everybody good Shabbos and until Monday, same time, 8 p.m. Thank you and good night.
Rabbi, good.